I'm Khalid Bryan, broker and owner of the Investment Property Gurus right here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A lot of people, especially new agents, come in thinking that the hard part of real estate is getting clients. Quite the opposite. The real hard part is keeping those clients. The biggest and most important thing you gotta remember to always do is follow up. And when you're following up, you're not just always calling and saying, hey, you still ready to buy a house? You don't want to make it all about the same thing. Sometimes you're just following up just to see how they are. Sometimes you're following up with clients that you've closed in the past and you just want to check in, see how everything's going with the house, seeing how they like it. And by the way, if they know anyone, you'd hope they send you a referral. I myself am guilty of not following up enough, so I can tell you firsthand, it's really important. A good follow-up schedule, I would say maybe once a week if it's someone that's actively looking to buy a house. Just because if you're sending them properties every day, you haven't heard from them all week, just check in and see, hey, are you liking the properties I'm sending you? Is there anything you don't like? Should I change anything? And in addition to that, check in and say, hey, I just found this house. I thought you'd like it. What do you think? Do you want to see it? You got to make suggestions every now and then. In the process of your home buying or selling journey, whatever you're doing with this specific client, make sure you're teaching them little things along the way. The little things you teach them are the things that end up sticking with them because you never forget something you recently learned that was interesting. So when they're explaining something that maybe you explained to them to a friend or colleague, they're always going to remember their agent is the one that taught it to them. It's a great way to get referrals. It's a great way to show that you know what you're doing, and it's a great way to build their loyalty, which really helps when it comes time to make offers. When it's time to make difficult decisions, it's best to lead their decisions. Sometimes you see them having a hard time. They're not sure what to do. They don't want to go wrong and make the wrong decision. It's really important that you let them know what you would do. The simple words "I would" or "here's what I would do" can really go a long way. They look at you as an expert. They understand that you've been here before. You've probably seen this a few times, and just knowing what you would do in a situation like this can really go a long way. On the shopping front, if you feel that you're showing them house after house that kind of fits what they're telling you, but they're finding little things that they don't like about the property that don't quite make sense, it's also important to show them what they're looking for and kind of guide their taste. So let's just say you show a property that's everything that they want, but maybe it's the wrong color. Maybe the floors aren't all that, or maybe they like bathtubs and this house has no only showers. Things like that are simple fixes, and you can show them, look, this is everything you want. You just have to make this minor adjustment. You can even bring in a handyman or a contractor and get a quote to fix the problem and show them exactly what it will take to get this house exactly how they want it. That really shows that you know what you're doing as a realtor and you know how to shop and listen to what they want. It's really important to be the person that's looking at a situation in a way no one else or very few can, and really see opportunity where others may miss it. That makes you a great agent. On this same note, it's also really crucial that you never push too hard. Clients always pick up when you're being too salesy or too pushy, and they tend to draw back. I've lost several deals by trying to push too hard. I came off as arrogant and obsessive, and I learned it's very important to just scale back, see what they want to do, and if they're absolutely uncomfortable, give them time. Sometimes just shutting up, giving them their space, maybe you'll go 2 days without hearing from your client, that comes with the territory, and then they tend to come back with a positive response. But if they need some time to think and they're telling you, I need time to think, give them their time. If you're starting to cut into that time, their radar start to freak out and they start to wonder, what's wrong? Why does he want me to close so badly? What is he trying to hide? So definitely give them time to think. If there's any information you could get for them, show them any and all facts. In fact, on this note, it's really important to push them away from a deal sometimes. It really shows you have their back and you're not just here for a check. Another tricky area is going to be the line on where to fall back and when to say no. When your clients want you to do something that you're not too comfortable with, the hard part comes in from when to just fall back and do it and when to stand up, say, no, I'm absolutely not doing that. If it's a situation that you're confident is going to cost them money or cause them to be hurt, sued, or imprisoned at some point, that's something I would say, you know what, this is beyond you telling me what to do. This is beyond me working for you. I'm doing this for your safety. I cannot in good conscience do that because it will put you, myself, or one of our companies at risk. It is not worth it. If they want you to do so, if you're a single agent, perhaps, meaning you work distinctively for the client. If your client wants you to do something as their single agent, even if it'll lose them money, if it's legal, you got to do it. As a transaction broker, which is what the investment property gurus is, if we see you want to do something that's going to cost the deal or maybe cause someone some type of financial harm, we will definitely do what we got to do to talk you out of it. So it's definitely important to know if it's legal, if it's not going to cause anyone any harm and they insist on it, just go ahead and do it. It's not your transaction, it's theirs, and you do work for them at the end of the day. But always have law first. When you're working with clients though, the biggest thing you can do that'll really set you apart from the competition and the other agents in the area is just getting to know them. You definitely want to get to know your clients. It's really important to know them on a first name basis, call them by their nickname if they have one, if they're comfortable with that, and just really hang out. You're not always talking on the phone specifically about real estate. And if you are always talking on the phone about real estate, why not drop in a personal question? How's the family? How are the kids? Did you get that promotion we were talking about? How'd the golf game go? The little things like that shows you care, you listen, you're not just showing up for a check and leaving, and it makes them feel a bit more comfortable about referring you to their friends and family. I don't know what it is. It's something about getting referred. And when you call the person that you referred to and they just react as if the person that referred you to them is just the greatest person on earth, you really get a bit of comfort. And the person, referee, the person that referred you, they get a great deal of satisfaction because the referrer gets to call them back and say, hey, he remembered you. He said you were great. And then the referee gets to say, yeah, man, that's my friend. Of course, we had great times. We shared laughs. And then the referrer is like, yeah, man, I can't wait. I look forward to working with this guy. And then you are just like, yeah, I'm awesome. Big point. If you feel that you and this client are not getting along, especially if it's early in the relationship, cut them off. Don't do it rudely, but just fire them, let them go, refer them to someone you think they would mesh better with. There is no bigger downfall than working with a client that pisses you off and you piss that client equally off. It is a recipe for disaster. They can't wait to sue you. You can't wait to fire them or see their deal go wrong. It is just a bad mixture and you need to stay far away from each other. So please pick up on signals. If you have a hard time communicating with your client, not on a language barrier front, but they just don't get you and you don't get them, don't even do it. There's no law that says you have to work with everyone that comes your way. I haven't read it. If there is one, send it to me. I'll read it. I'll even drop this video. And also on that note, never keep a client forever. If you're working with the same client and this is now 3 years in, it's pretty safe to assume if you boil down that final commission into an hourly rate, you're probably working for about minimum wage right now. It's really important to move on. You learn from your mistakes, learn from what you've been through, and just don't stay stagnant. If you're still working with the same old clients, it's really hard to advance in your career. I've noticed that in my career, there's an important phase where I closed out all my clients. I don't have any new deals. I'm panicking. I feel broke. I'm going to be homeless. And I just hustle. And I end up coming out on the next level up. So definitely those low moments, those broke moments, though they're scary, they make or break true hustlers. So that's really all you need to know. Please take care of your clients and understand when you can't, please let them free because they will still think highly of you if you let them go to someone great versus try to hold them on to yourself and suck at it. As always, if there's anything you want to try to do, suck at it until you're good at it. If you're a realtor and looking for a new place to hang your license, the Investment Property Gurus is right here, and we're looking for content creators and real estate agents. If you aren't a realtor yet and want to get your license, realestateexpress.com lets you do that online, and I have a discount link in the description, which is my affiliate link where I do collect the commission from. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.